Hello, welcome back. Barn Dog here. Just a quick disclaimer before I get into it. I'm going to be talking about ASICS shoes. I'm not an ambassador. I don't get paid to review the shoes or anything like that. I buy all my own shoes myself, except for one pair of shoes. This has been the only pair of free shoes I've actually received, and it was the ASICS GT 2011 series. So they did a special shoe with Solana and the Solana Pay. You see on the tongue you've got the Solana, in the inside of the left shoe you've got the Solana badging, but it's very, very clean. Last year, 2022, I used the GT 2010s a lot. Anybody that's followed my history knows that my blue and greys, these were something that I used all year long, mainly for my walking and my jogging. They are very, very comfortable shoes. You see these are very worn out. The treads on them have worn out. I've probably done 5, 6, 700 Ks in them. I don't have them exactly tracked out. But they're a fantastic shoe to be able to wear all day, whether you're wearing them at the office, whether you're wearing them just in comfort, traveling. I wore them a lot on planes and really, really enjoyed them. So when ASICS did the partnership with Solana, had to get them. And I ordered 7 pairs for the family, 7. So you can see here, I'll move my camera. You can see I'm recording from my GoPro. So you can actually see 5 pairs of black, 3 pairs of white. One of those white pairs is for a friend. What was really interesting was to see the numbers. So 1,815 black pairs ordered, 983 white pairs, so just under 2,800 pairs of shoes. These were a one-off first kind of partnership with ASICS and Solana. I love them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my shoes now, because since then I've bought a pair of the Gel Nimbus 25s, and I'll talk about those quickly before I close out the video. But I'll open up one of the boxes and show you those. So you see here the numbering on them, number 393 out of 983. Very clean, it has all the sizes and all that kind of thing. Now I bought 7 pairs for the family, so 1 for Tash, and I couldn't find women's at the time, so we just got her a pair of 7.5 men's. And I got 1 for the boys at 8 years old and 11 years old. They'll be the most expensive shoes I've ever owned. When you open up the box, very clean, they're packaged as you would normally get a perfect shoe from a main brand, and I absolutely love them. So I don't need to review the GTs too much. I've talked about them before. It was a really interesting experience at $200 US. They did a partnership with Dust Labs. I don't know what's going to happen with that, seeing as Utes are leaving Solana. So I don't know what's happening with the Dust Labs link up. I don't know if anything's been dropped for having the ASICS badge. But I'm an ASICS fan. Obviously, this is what I've used in my first year and a half of running. And it doesn't mean I'm only going to use ASICS. I'm going to obviously use the shoes that make me feel comfortable. Now, when you're spending $200, $300, $400 on a pair of shoes, obviously you want to get life out of them. So I've currently got 3 pairs of carbon fibers, all ASICS, and I use them all regularly on a weekly basis. I've got lots of different shoes, like I tried the Gel Nimbus Lights last year, and they were great as well. So why GT 2011s? So they are actually a running shoe. I'd probably call them more of an all-rounder shoe. I think they're fantastic. They're comfortable. You can use them on the grass. You can use them on the road. And I don't think they've got as much padding as say the Nimbus 25s. But they are a very, very comfortable shoe. So I really did enjoy them on last year, and I've worn mine out to the point that I retired a pair while I was in France and gave them to Hadrian. Well done with those, Hadrian. I hope you enjoy them, and it gives him a bit of a test on whether he wants to buy his own pair. But then I've also retired the second pair here. The young fella uses those. So as an alternative to the GT 2011s, you could always go and buy something like the Gel Nimbus 25s. So the Gel Nimbus 25, I keep touching my camera because it closed on the screen, I can't see it. The Gel Nimbus 25s, you see this is a French branding one. So it was interesting to see. It's got the little Eiffel Tower on it, and it's also got the Eiffel Tower in the boot. So they're a major sponsor for the Paris Marathon, and I just ran that last week, 3 hours, 21 minutes, and used my carbon fibers for that. But the Gel Nimbus 25s, they're a bit of a different sole. They use some recycled material, but that bloody good. Very, very comfortable. Used them running anything up to 12 kilometers so far. I've only done about 60 Ks of running in them, but I've worn them on the planes, travelled. I retired my GT11s whilst I was in Paris, GT10s, I should say, and I transferred over to the Nimbus 25. So it's really interesting. Running's an expensive sport. Buying shoes is an expensive sport. There's always new models coming out from every major brand. Where you put your money is always going to be up to you. So you get some great alternatives from, obviously from Nike, from Brooks do a whole lot, Hoka do great shoes as well. So I'm not just going to use ASICS this year, but because I've got so many of them and I ordered all of these shoes, I don't know what to do with them. So I've got 7 pairs, 4 pairs for me. So I've got 2 white, 2 black. I'll probably mix out a pair of white and blacks and use those as general wear. I don't know whether I'm going to wear them as just general wear everyday usage or whether I'll try to save them and use them for more going out and things like that. But it's to have a bit of fun. So I'm glad I bought them. I'm definitely going to retire 2 pairs, so one of each colour, to the cupboard. I'm just going to collect them and store dust. I see some people are trying to sell them at pretty expensive cost, but we're talking about a shoe that was less than 2,800. Now there's more than that in circulation. I got a free pair as trials before they came out as they were trialed and advertised in Breakpoint. So it was awesome. That's my first pair of free shoes, so I was very, very happy. So size 10s, I'm going to see whether the young fella's going to use them, and they'll be great shoes for them to have a bit of fun in. But yeah, if you've got a pair of the ASICS GT 2011s and you're not happy, or you are happy, put some comments down below, let me know, see what you're using them for. Maybe you've got some snaps and things like that. I ran my fastest 10 kilometre in them, and they were size 10s, whereas I normally use a size 11. So always make sure you're getting the shoes that are well fit. I had problems with my large toenails on both feet last year because I was using 10.5s for my race day marathon shoes, and I've since swapped to 11s and had a lot less trouble. But make sure you're sizing them out. Sometimes it's trial and error, sometimes you're going to use the wrong things, but the shoes do really, really matter. Rotating them out, keeping them fresh, all those kinds of things. Maybe having 2 pairs of shoes if you're very active every single day. Maybe 2 pairs of shoes, even if they're exactly the same type of shoe, but you rotate them daily, so it gives them a bit of time to be able to regenerate on the cushion. But yeah, hope you've had a bit of a look at the shoe. You're impressed. Maybe get out, have a bit of a look, see what they're like on the different socials, all that kind of thing. Thank you, Mother, for the rabbits.